The air was thick with foreboding as I drove into the sinister Halloween town of All Hallows. Its name alone sent shivers down my spine, and the moon hung low in the midnight sky, casting eerie shadows upon the twisted, gnarled trees that lined the desolate road. I had always been drawn to the macabre, but nothing could have prepared me for what I would encounter in this malevolent place. I had come to All Hallows in search of inspiration for my next novel, hoping that the town's sinister reputation would spark my creativity. But as I navigated the winding streets, it became clear that there was something deeply wrong with this place. Every house was adorned with grotesque decorations, skulls, jack-o'-lanterns with leering faces, and eerie mannequins dressed in tattered costumes that seemed to watch my every move. As I parked my car in front of the only inn in town, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. The innkeeper, a haggard woman with pale, lifeless eyes, greeted me with a chilling smile. "Welcome to All Hallows," she crooned. "We don't get many visitors here, especially on Halloween night." I checked into my room, a small, dimly lit chamber that seemed to have not been updated in centuries. The wallpaper was peeling, and the floorboards creaked underfoot. I could hear the distant sounds of a Halloween celebration outside, a cacophony of eerie laughter and unsettling music. Unable to resist the lure of the unknown, I ventured out into the night. The town square was transformed into a nightmarish carnival, with twisted rides and games that defied logic. Children with hollow eyes and painted smiles roamed the streets, their laughter sending shivers down my spine. As I explored the dark alleys and backstreets of All Hallows, I stumbled upon a dilapidated theater. The marquee proclaimed a sinister show titled The Nightmare Circus. Intrigued, I purchased a ticket and entered the dimly lit theater. The performance that unfolded before me was unlike anything I had ever seen. The performers were grotesque, with contorted bodies and distorted faces. They moved with an otherworldly grace, their movements a macabre dance of horror. The audience watched in stunned silence as the performers twisted and contorted, defying the laws of anatomy and physics. As the show reached its climax, I felt a sudden, overwhelming sense of dread wash over me. The performers' eyes locked onto mine, and it was as if they could see into my very soul. I stumbled out of the theater, my heart racing, and fled back to the safety of my inn. That night, as I lay in my bed, I couldn't escape the feeling that something was terribly wrong in All Hallows. The town had a dark and malevolent energy that seemed to seep into my very bones. I drifted into a fitful sleep, haunted by nightmarish visions of the performers from the Nightmare Circus. The next morning, I awoke to a town that seemed even more sinister in the light of day. The decorations that had once seemed merely eerie now took on a sinister and malevolent quality. The townspeople went about their business with a strange and detached air, as if they were not quite of this world. Determined to unravel the mystery of All Hallows, I began to research the town's history. I discovered that it had once been a thriving community, known for its extravagant Halloween celebrations. But over the years, the town had fallen into decline, and its Halloween festivities had taken on a more sinister tone. Legend had it that All Hallows was cursed, that every Halloween night, the town's residents were compelled to participate in a dark and horrifying ritual to appease an ancient and malevolent entity. I couldn't help but wonder if the Nightmare Circus was part of that ritual. As night fell once again, I ventured back to the town square, determined to uncover the truth. The carnival was in full swing, with the performers from the Nightmare Circus taking center stage. Their movements were even more grotesque and otherworldly than before, and the audience watched in rapt, terrified fascination. I pushed my way through the crowd, determined to confront the performers and uncover their secrets. But as I approached the stage, a sudden darkness descended, and I found myself transported to a nightmarish realm. I was surrounded by grotesque creatures, their eyes filled with hunger and malevolence. They whispered in a language I couldn't understand, their voices like nails on a chalkboard. I tried to run, but my legs wouldn't move. I was paralyzed, trapped in this nightmarish world. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the darkness, a tall, hooded figure with a skeletal face. It spoke in a voice that sent shivers down my spine. It hissed, "Welcome to All Hallows, where nightmares come to life." I woke with a start, drenched in sweat, back in my inn room. It had all been a dream, a horrifying nightmare that felt all too real. But as I looked out the window, I saw the moon hanging low in the sky, and I knew that the nightmare of All Hallows was far from over. I couldn't escape the feeling that I was trapped in this malevolent town, that its dark and twisted secrets would continue to haunt me for eternity. All Hallows had taken hold of my soul, and I was forever bound to its sinister and terrifying Halloween night.